Well, there's still hope for America.
America.
Yeah. There's still hope for America.
Finally.
The land of the free.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this soda ban. And I remember when I started thinking about how ridiculous politicians are in this particular city when they try to get rid of cigarettes, the smoking ban.
Yes.
I'm not a smoker. I dabbled slightly, in my 20s like anyone else, but I never really smoked a lot. And I absolutely hate cigarette smoke.
Don't like it at all.
Although every once in a while when I'm outside and I smell cigarette smoke,
really?
It's kind of nice.
Never.
I like it.
I fucking hate it. When we walk out this building where I'm getting into my truck, there's usually people out there smoking.
Right.
And you got to position yourself upwind of where they're all fucking smoking. I hate it.
Do you hold your breath as you walk by smokers? And then you realize how amazing smoke is, because the other day I was holding my breath past a guy smoking outside my building, and the wind was howling, and the wind was blowing in my face.
Yeah.
So I passed the cigarette smoking guy. So then I was like, okay, look, I got the wind.
Right, clean.
So I can start breathing again, and you still smell the fucking cigarette smoke? What the fuck is that about? That's pretty amazing.
Cigarette smoke is amazing.
And I do like smelling it every once in a while.
No,
but then you realize it's also the guy's bad breath or the girl's bad breath in there mixed in with the fucking smoke.
It's fucking.
So it takes me out of the game.
Black lunged fucking cells.
But do you remember, I think we were at NEW and they started the smoking shit, and I remember that pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
And it was something that you taught me years ago, how like you have to stand up for all this shit because they never stop.
They don't stop.
They never fucking stop. And a light bulb went off in my head when you said that to me one day on the air. And with the cigarette ban, I'm like, look, I hate fucking cigarette smoke. I fucking hate, you go to a concert or you go to a restaurant and your clothes smell like cigarette smoke. I hate. We all know
that.
We all know. And it's great to go into a restaurant or a sporting event and know you're not going to smell smoke anymore. Yep. But that's not the point. I hated that we were telling people what they could do with their establishments. Right. It drove me fucking nuts. And like, well, what about the poor bartender? I'm like, well, then the poor bartender has to get out of that line of work.
He got the job. I mean, there are people that work in chemical plants, too.
What about the workers? Well, I don't know what to tell you.
They know what they're getting.
We all had shitty fucking jobs that probably affected our health.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting skin cancer burned off me every fucking summer.
Jesus.
Because of my caddying days or the pre-skin cancer.
The pre.
But anyway, do you remember when they started the smoking ban? They went after the cigar bars.
Yeah.
And here's a place where walking in, it's called blah blah cigar bar,
right? And
they banned smoking in cigar bars.
Yeah.
When the sole purpose of going in those places was to enjoy a really nice cigar, something I never really got into either.
Yeah.
But our old boss used to go to the one on 56th Street. I would go there once in a while with Ken Stevens because he enjoyed a good cigar, and I would enjoy a good glass of wine. We would hang out and talk about.
It's kind of nice, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of like the smell of cigar smoke too. Absolutely.
That's totally taking a guy's business down.
Right.
Because it's a cigar bar. It's not just a bar where it's like, well, the people could still smoke outside, but they're going to drink. We got the game on. We got a dartboard. We got a pool table. It's not that. This guy's whole livelihood is the fact that he has an establishment that you can go into, smoke cigars, and drink some brandy or something like that and wine. And now you're telling this guy that he can't own his business.
And I was pretty much the only idiot not smoking cigars in the cigar bar.
Yeah.
But, my pal and my boss at the time did, so we went there every once in a while. Just to kind of, talk about the show and the stations we were on and all that shit. Anyway, my point being, I was amazed they were able to tell cigar bars that you're no longer allowed to have smoking in there.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, we're losing the restaurants and the regular bars. But now you're telling a place that was built for this sole purpose they can't do it.
Yeah, it seems very unconstitutional to take away someone's business.
And I remember this was a good 10 years ago at this point. I'm thinking, this is crazy in America. You can't fucking do this to,
you can.
Owners of establishments.
Yeah.
Especially when it's legal substances.
Yeah.
You fast forward, and now we're dealing with this dumb soda ban in New York City.
Well,
it continues going to your point that they never stop.
This mayor has just been with the trans fats and the traffic where he, makes the big mall area in Times Square.
Right.
He just loves making people do stuff that he wants them to do. And it sounds like, oh, really? Yeah, all right, it's funny, but, really. No, really. When you reach a point where you have billions of dollars, where you're, I think, the fourth or fifth most wealthy person in the world is Bloomberg.
Right.
He gets a $1 a year as pay for being mayor because he doesn't want, he doesn't need money. Once you reach that point, the only thing left is to have power over people, hence him being mayor, and then also him being a mayor that just intrudes upon your fucking life at every turn.
Right.
For some bozo reason, whether he believes in these reasons or not. I honestly think he's psycho enough to actually believe that he's going to make an impact on obesity by taking coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Let me see if I can get this right. Dunkin' Donuts,
right,
where you can't get 4 teaspoons of sugar
in your
coffee, yet you can buy 2 dozen donuts, sit in the place, and shove them down your throat until you're in a sugar coma.
Right, of course. I think because he's a billionaire, he's completely out of touch with how people, think and live their lives.
And he just wants control.
Because we said it yesterday. I mean, the sugar ban, it seems like a good concept if you really break it down, sure. But it has to affect everybody to try to get into a tiny percentage of people's brains that this is bad for you and you're killing yourself.
When people fuck up, they put it on everybody.
Right.
If a small percentage of people can't handle something, it has to be taken away from everyone. That's what the government does now.
Yeah, I don't really drink a lot of soda, to be honest with you. I don't drink a lot of sugary drinks. It was never my thing. I guess because we grew up with water, powdered milk, and watered down orange juice. We didn't really have the pleasure of having soda in the house, so I guess I just got used to not having it. I'll have a soda this is the truth. I might have 10 sodas a year, tops.
I fucking love ice cold Coke.
But when I do,
it's so good.
I love it, absolutely. Yeah. But I can't imagine, a lifestyle where I'm having a soda every day. I just can't imagine.
No.
But I'm not going to be the guy that's sitting here saying it's bad for you and you shouldn't do that. It's stupid.
If you're getting obese off of soda, you have a bigger issue than what the mayor can do for you. He's not going to, someone isn't going to not be obese because the mayor is taking sodas away from everybody.
I think it would be a very, very tiny percent of people that change their lifestyles. An extremely small number, but we all have to fucking make sacrifices to maybe save this tiny percent of people.
Yeah, the end does not justify what they call the means.
Of course not.
Case. It's legislation that affects everybody and is effective to pretty much nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yesterday it came down in the afternoon, and it was a great tweet when I saw it. That it was overturned.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge.
Yeah, judge halts mayor's soda ban, calls it arbitrary and capricious.
What?
Can you say that word
Arbitrary and capricious.
Is it capricious?
Capricious.
All right, fair enough.
Arbitrary and capricious.
The regulations are fraught with arbitrary and capricious consequences, the judge wrote.
Well, you know what?
What does that mean, by the way?
Well, I think somebody can explain it a little better.
You sure?
Yeah. Let's go to the clip. Anything? Clip?
What clip? Oh. This one?
What, are you writing fan fiction?
Writing Bloomberg soda ban.
Shit. What clip?
As far as I can tell, your entire enterprise is a little more than a solitary man with a messy apartment which may or may not contain a chicken.
And with Darren's help, we'll get that chicken.
I'm sorry, but we can't allow Darren to continue working with you.
Well, I have to say, this seems capricious and arbitrary.
Your fly's open.
We go to Seinfeld.
He's using Kramer's fucking his argument. Capricious and arbitrary.
The judge's name is Tingling.
What?
Really, for real. Judge Milton Tingling. was particularly miffed with the sliding standard of who would be covered by the ban and not. For example, supermarkets and large chain stores don't fall under city regulations.
Who's buying large chains? Oh.
Yeah, so you're going to find a way to get your soda.
You could literally walk down the block and get it somewhere
right.
else.
And wouldn't have been impacted by the ban. Okay, but local mom-and-pop bodegas would have been forced to adhere to the 16-ounce ban. So you blow off your bodega, you go down to the supermarket, which is close, and get your large bottles of soda anyway.
Is that the capricious part or the arbitrary part?
I'm going to go with arbitrary.
All right.
The simple reading of the rule leads to the earlier acknowledged uneven enforcement even within a particular city block, much less the city as a whole. The loopholes in this rule effectively defeat the state purpose of the rule, the judge said, and then he went, bam!
Gavel? Down?
He gavelled that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then everyone just mocked Bloomberg all day long on Twitter, which was terrific.
Good.
I was laughing.
Hey, both. Oh my God, Mohammed El Ron.
Yeah,
I guess he's who is that guy? He looks like Papa Booey.
He's some bonds expert.
He's a bonds guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anything else in this article that we that's the meat of it,
Yeah,
really.
that's basically it.
Yeah. So and I feel
That's a good point.
Travis was saying before the show, a lot of these restaurants prepared for this whole ban. So
Almost everyone.
Yeah.
So they're fucked. They got rid of all their big, large glasses and cups.
Yeah, because it's not like this judge ruled like 3 weeks ahead of time.
Right.
It's tomorrow.
Last minute.
Yeah, and that they're going to be enforcing this tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. So you had to be prepared for it
Yeah.
in advance. So again, it's just hurting small businesses.
Like, I don't feel bad for Dunkin' Donuts who, lost a couple grand on all the flyers that they had. They can afford it. They make giant posters for their new turkey sandwich. But these little restaurants who threw out all their large glasses and ordered thousands of small glasses,
Travis, I'm in the restaurant business.
Yeah,
a little bit. A little
you're
bit.
a silent partner.
Silent partner, but I know a little bit about the restaurant business. That's a big nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
for a lot of
crazy.
places, we're like, fuck, all right, we got to take the hit and we got to get rid of, all our large glasses and get the small glasses in. Yeah. That's a big nut for a lot of places.
Yeah, and I guess a few places here in the city are complying just because they have the shit, or what is that?
You always get one asshole, but I mean, bravo to them because they're getting some attention today. There's I forgot the name of the place. Oops.
It's like
Lucky something.
Lucky's Cafe or something.
Yeah, Lucky's Cafe or something. They said, you know what? We're gonna ban large sodas anyway. We think it's the right thing.
The right thing.
But I think they're doing it because they know that the press would pick up on it.
Yeah.
So now everyone's talking about Lucky's Cafe, I think it is, today.
I would just go in, you order a soda, drink it instantly, wait for the waitress to walk away. Excuse me, can I have another soda? Excuse me, can I have another soda? And you just annoy the staff.
Well, the one thing we've learned about Mayor Bloomberg, the city of New York.
Femi?
The mayor of New York City.
He's a femme. He's out of touch. He likes being protected by people with guns, but doesn't like guns. Yeah.
He
asshole.
He doesn't like taking no for an answer. This guy refuses to take no for an answer.
Because he's a billionaire. Why does he have to take no for an answer? That's his logic right there. That's how he feels. I am all fucking powerful, almighty. I don't take no for an answer. 2 terms for mayor? Go fuck yourself. I'm doing 3. Right. And then once I get my 3rd, I'm going to take the rule back to 2.
Right.
So that the next mayor can't get 3.
I feel like, why do we know more about this than him?
Conclave!
Conclave! Just makes you get excited.
Oh, God.
I feel like we know way more about this issue than he does.
Yeah.
This one he's way off on.
You're way off!
But he did his dumb press conference to discuss how the judge fucked him up.
Yeah.
Obesity is a leading cause of diabetes, heart disease, and other deadly killers.
Diabetes. Agree. Let's agree right there.
Obesity is.
Okay, so how are you gonna take care of that, Mayor Bloomberg? By banning large sodas.
You can feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't do that.
But if the supermarkets aren't part of this ban, then what are you really accomplishing here?
It's capricious and arbitrary.
We've tackled it by promoting exercise and healthy eating and by supporting green markets and encouraging bodegas to carry fresh fruits and vegetables. But the fact is, as we all know, that is not...
And the fresh fruits and vegetables just sit there and rot, by the way.
Yes.
I am a New Yorker. I want to be part of a commercial. I am a New Yorker.
I am a New Yorker. And I like donuts.
I like my
a donut.
I like my fruits and vegetables, but I have to have them grinded down into some kind of drink form myself. But I see the bodegas. A lot of that fruit just sits there.
No one's buying an apple.
And people go and grab their egg
No.
sandwich on a roll and their bagels and all that shit. A nice buttered bagel. That's what they want to eat. What are you going to do? Knock it out of their mouths? You could put all that stuff around. Doesn't mean people are going to fucking eat it.
Fact is, as we all know, that is not enough. If we are serious about fighting obesity, we have to be honest about what causes it, and we have to have the courage to tackle it head on. 70,000 people will die of obesity in America this year. 5,000 people in New York City will die of obesity.
Very good.
Now, the best science tells us
this will never fucking change. No. As soon as we introduced all this sugar to our society, it's over. It's the famous, you can't shove the toothpaste back in the tube.
Right, Pandora's out of the box.
Back into the tube.
Close the barn door after the horse has left the toothpaste container.
This is the world we now live in. It's going to be impossible to take all that away from people.
Yeah.
They just come up with more ways to form sugar into shit.
The only thing the government should be allowed to do in trying to help the public
is educate.
Put up some fucking signs in the subway. Have fucking some kind of school program whatever. They cannot take away your ability to make an informed or uninformed purchase.
Right.
It's fucking it's mob tactics.
Yeah, I'm all for educating.
Right. Let people know that if you drink a fuckload, let a dummy that doesn't know already that if you drink a fuckload of soda every day, you're gonna be a fat pig.
Right.
Comment?
With some major health issues.
No one has an issue with the calorie counts on the menu.
Right.
That's all.
I personally love that because I had
I
had no idea, and I've always tried to eat relatively well. And when I started seeing some of the stuff I used to eat, I'm like, really? I used to eat a dumb scone at Starbucks. I thought that was like 200 calories.
Yeah,
it's like 680. Like, what? Really? Whatever.
Yeah. But telling when that's what I get fucking pissed about with the government, and I get pissed also when people tell me you're so paranoid. The government isn't, and then they insert whatever it is here. It's like, yeah, not this time.
Right.
But it creeps up, and they chisel away at your liberties, and before you know it, you're not allowed to do something.
Right.
It happens all the time.
And life is really, really hard for a lot of fucking people. And maybe their dumb enjoyment during the day is to have a fucking large soda.
A big ass
or a
fucking
donut
soda.
Or a fucking buttered roll. I could bring it back to my dad. When my dad had horrendous heart issues, they just said, look, you gotta fucking start eating much fucking better.
Yeah.
Literally salads, no meat, no fried food. And he tried. He was already, in his late 60s when it all was starting to go bad and into his early 70s. We saw it on his face. He fucking hated living that way. He was suffering.
It's like
and then we were like, who are we, man? He lived his fucking life. He wants to go out and have some goddamn chicken wings with some vets.
There you go.
And a bunch of beers. It's like, you know what? And we finally let go. Instead of hassling him about it, we're like, you know what? This is what is bringing him enjoyment in his life.
Exactly.
And that's how it is no matter how old you are with some of these people. A lot of these people. This is what keeps them going and gives them a little joy.
Yeah.
A dumb ice cream cone on the way fucking home. You're going to ban that next?
I just don't see, like if you look at this with the sodas, especially with the Dunkin' Donuts example, the fact that you can just buy donuts and shove them in your face. The next step, especially listen to him speak, the next step is limiting how many donuts you could buy.
Of course.
And now it's ridiculous. Like, oh, they wouldn't do that.
Of course.
If you can't walk into Dunkin' Donuts and get sugar in your coffee because they're worried that it's going to make you obese, you don't think they realize the hypocrisy and the fact that you could get donuts and do that? So why wouldn't they down the line go, hey, you know what?
You can only buy 2 donuts.
The sugar intake, you have to only buy a certain amount of sugar,
right,
or a sugar product in one shot. So it would be down the line they would start doing shit like this. You got to stop them. Thank God for this judge. You got to stop them right here.
Now, the best science tells us that sugary drinks are a leading cause of obesity. Some people say, just talk about the problem, raise awareness, and hope that results in...
Ooh, he was listening to us.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
Well, Mr.
I do want to
Bloomberg.
stop again, just to point out to everybody. You hear it in his voice. He hates being told no.
Oh, yeah.
He is fucking mad.
Yeah.
Just going to go backwards a little bit here.
Talk about the problem, raise awareness, and hope that results in change. But it's not enough to talk, and it's not enough to hope. We have a responsibility as human beings to do something, to save each other, to save the lives of ourselves, our families, our friends.
Yeah, okay, could you pause? You're right, you do. So if you have a family member or a friend that is obese or on the way to obesity because of drinking too much soda or eating too many fucking donuts, how about you go up to that person as a friend or family member and address the problem that way? The last person or entity that should be involved is the fucking government on any level. Federal, state, local. No federal entity should be dealing with this. But he's right. You should, as a friend, family member. Not as the government.
Do something to save each other, to save the lives of ourselves, our families, our friends, and all of the rest of the people that live on God's planet.
It's God's planet?
Don't like this guy at all, man. Don't like him. Don't believe in him.
He exists.
Now there's going to be people that say, we all pay. We all pay because these people are, unhealthy.
Right.
All right, then deal with that as a separate issue. Deal with why we all pay.
We pay through what? Insurance and medical bills and things like that. We pay. But you're not gonna stop this by taking away people's little sodas,
Just
big
some
sodas.
of them.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna not be happy.
Oh no.
And so while other people will wring their hands over the problem of sugary drinks in New York City, we're doing something about it. The Board of Health...
But you're not.
No, you're not doing anything about it. You think you are because you're a fucking billionaire, out-of-touch, evil fucking guy.
Dare I say it's a facade.
Yeah.
It really is a facade. There's nothing behind this.
He's Dr. Evil. He's like Dr. Evil, but only like as an effeminate man, as a femi Dr. Evil. What can I do today? That's what he does. He's rich. He has his, lair, and he just tries to fucking get his influence all over the place.
Right.
Do you think he's in a grumpy mood because today was his big day?
Oh man. Do you know what his
grumpy.
staff is probably fucking? They're probably like, don't even go in there today. Don't even go. It's like the Hitler thing. They should make one more Hitler video from the bunker where he's talking about how his soda ban didn't go through.
Someone comes back from lunch at City Hall and accidentally still has their soda.
Oh, God.
Steiner. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
In New York City, we're doing something about it. The Board of Health's limit on the serving size of sugary drinks does not limit anyone's consumption. It just requires them to think about whether they really want more than 16 ounces. Remember, for many years, the standard soda size was 6 ounces, not 16. It was 6. Then it became 12, and people thought that was huge.
The Dow was once at 300.
Then it became 16, then 20 ounces. We believe it's reasonable to draw a line, and it's reasonable to draw a line right now. With so many people contracting diabetes and heart disease, with so many children who are overweight and obese, with so many poor neighborhoods suffering the worst of this epidemic, we believe it is reasonable and responsible to draw a line, and that is what the Board of Health has done. As a matter of fact, it would be irresponsible not to try to do everything we can to save lives.
It's not going to save lives.
No. And how do they benefit?
What do you mean?
The city, I don't believe they actually look out for the individual ever. It's always another way to make money. So where's the money part of this? Where's the money part of this?
Doling out fines to people, $200 a clip for people that are selling
They
that.
always come up with these new laws knowing that it's a nice little money stream.
Again, it's just a power thing. It's a way of knocking the people down under his fucking iron fist, under his fucking pink fist.
Yeah.
That he loves injecting himself into everyone's lives because that's all he could do. He's already conquered the world financially. Mm-hmm. He's a public official in the government, and all he can really do, the only reason to wake up in the morning is to see how he can influence the people under his reign of soda terror.
Throughout its history, the New York City Board of Health has taken bold action to confront many public health problems. It banned lead paint. It required fluoride to be included in drinking water, and it required calorie counts to be included on the menus of chain restaurants.
All stuff I agree with.
I think lead paint is a little different, too.
No kidding.
It's not like you're going like, I want some lead paint here. It was people didn't know that there was lead paint.
Right.
And it was fucking their kids up.
Remember when we had lead paint?
Yeah, I remember lead paint. I miss lead paint.
And you couldn't really avoid lead paint.
I saw lead paint back in fucking 75. It ruled.
They opened up for Deep Purple, didn't they?
Yes, lead paint.
Of chain restaurants. In each of these cases, the federal government later followed the Board of Health's example. Our Board of Health has always been a pioneer, and we're very proud of it. It has always been ahead of the curve, and you would expect nothing less from this city. Banning trans fats and adopting restaurant grading are just two other recent examples of that. Limiting the size of sugary beverages.
I love the restaurant ratings, by the way. There's A's, B, C in the windows of restaurants as you go around New York, and you can look and go, all right, whether the inspection works or is good or not, it's just telling me that this restaurant has an A as far as its health inspection went. That's fine.
And how do you feel about him banning trans fats?
I didn't agree with that either. Yeah. I don't think any kind of ban or stepping in. I think, again, you should have to educate people and let them know that there are trans fats in certain things. Mm-hmm. Maybe have to reprint your menus, things like that. But to ban things,
And you know damn well some of these restaurants are still using trans fats. Ooh. Who are you kidding?
I'm a fat daddy.
Two other recent examples of that. Limiting the size of sugary beverages is consistent with the Board of Health's tradition and its mission, and we believe that ultimately the courts will find it consistent with the law. Being the first to do something is never easy. When we began this process, we knew we would face lawsuits. Anytime you adopt a groundbreaking policy, special interests will sue. That's America.
Special interest.
But we strongly believe that in the end, the courts will recognize the Board of Health's authority to regulate the sale of beverages that have virtually no nutritional value and which, consumed in large quantities, are leading to disease and death for thousands of people every year. There are many, many instances where a lower court decision has gone against us and then been reversed. If lower court rulings had always stood, Grand Central Terminal would have been knocked down 40 years ago. Oh. And we're confident that today's decision will ultimately be reversed, too.
That's not the same example.
He's talking apples and oranges.
It's a whole different thing.
He's an idiot.
And then Bloomberg went on Letterman. I hope Letterman gave him a talking to. Letterman didn't give him a talking to.
Oh, why would he?
They're buddies.
He agreed with him.
Letterman did agree with him.
Oh, boy.
I don't see... whatever. Let's make it the same point over and over again.
I know.
We heard today that the sugary 16-ounce soda ban has been
heard today. Like he's just getting into the conversation. We heard today.
We heard today that the sugary 16-ounce soda ban has been overruled by a state court. Is that what happened?
State court judge said the Department of Health didn't have the authority to do it. We think that they do. We'll appeal. In the meantime, this year, 70,000 Americans will die from obesity, 5,000 here in New York. We've got to do something about it.
70,000 Americans.
70,000.
He's trying to save 5,000 people a year.
That'll work.
Out of those 5,000, how many would he actually save? Because it really is, in the end, we've talked about this too, you can't save everybody.
No, it's a numbers game.
Especially when you have to affect so many people to try to save everybody. Out of the 5,000 people that are going to die every year from obesity, how many of them will change their lives because of the soda ban? Honestly, how many do you really think?
Not many.
Not even 1% of the 5,000.
No way. No
Not
way.
even 1%.
It's a fraction of 1%, I guarantee
you.
So
so everyone has to fucking be completely bothered to maybe, if it's 1%, save 500 people?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just, how the world works.
Mind if I wash this down with your unsweetened beverage?
1,000 people will die from obesity.
And what would be the statistics of people who are dying of starvation versus people who are dying from obesity?
For the first time in the history of the world, more people will die from overeating than undereating this year.
Isn't that remarkable?
It's all happened in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And now I've had this argument with various people over the years, and I believe that it's the corporate food industry, not the individual, that is at fault.
Yeah, but you're never going to take those guys down. That's the point here.
Why?
Unfortunately, you're just not going to be able to do that.
Am I fucking retarded? Why? Well, yes.
Please,
why?
Don't make us answer.
I know. Why on earth is everyone being given a pass for self-responsibility? I mean, Dave's blaming the corporate food people. The mayor's got to step in and save people's lives. How about individual responsibility making a big old comeback? Huh? Holy mother of fuckwad. Mm-hmm. Everyone needs a goddamn babysitter now. It's not like we're all running out in the hallway, getting in the elevator, pressing 5 buttons to find Daddy.
I'm still sad about that.
It was fucking heartbreaking, especially when I saw the kid this weekend. Like, I just pictured him going, Mommy, help me. I was saying, Mommy, Daddy, help me. Like, let the kid have a donut.
Oh, he's still talking about it, too. Never, ever go in the elevator.
Oh, boy.
He's reciting back to us now.
Never, ever go in the elevator?
Never.
That's a good thing to say. They should make a kid's show song about it. Oh, never, ever go in the elevator. Very scary place. Could get stuck with a masturbator. Something, just to let the kids know what could happen. It's terrible.
You get Henry Winkler.
Yes.
To a PSA. Back to Letterman.
The industry, not the individual, that is at fault here.
I think that it is incumbent on government to tell people what they're doing to themselves and let people make their own decisions.
Well,
so our job is to educate people, and the ban on bigger cup sizes was a ways to remind you if you wanted 32 ounces.
Bullshit! We're going to remind you.
Both ways.
Let us remind you how bad it is by taking it away from you. I'm not taking this away. We're reminding you that you can't get it.
What percentage?
It's brilliant.
What percentage, we'll just stick with New York, of New Yorkers aren't aware that drinking a lot of soda is bad for you?
You gotta know it. Stop it. You gotta know
that number has to be so ridiculously low.
I mean, even if you want to legislate something where a warning has to be put on the can, like cigarettes have it, or something in booze.
We talk about it on this show, man. We're far from perfect. I want to eat bacon every fucking day.
It's delicious.
I want bacon every day.
Who doesn't?
I want Entenmann's every day.
I love a chocolate Entenmann's donut.
I would eat the crumb cake every fucking day.
What kind of crumb cake, though?
You got to go original.
Oh, really?
The classic, yes.
What brand puts that out?
Entenmann's.
Entenmann's. Yes. It's wonderful.
I'm aware. You think I want to eat oatmeal with not even sugar on it and not made with milk every morning? That's pretty much my go-to fucking bread. Of course I don't want to eat that.
He is too fucking much.
But why? But what happens with other people where they just go, fuck it? But my point is they go, fuck it, but then they think, but now the mayor's going to get involved and they're going to not say fuck it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
It's all about fucking personal accountability and responsibility and taking the blame for certain things. When there's a fucking fatty walking around, unless you carry around your medical records and can throw a thyroid problem at me and tell me that that's why you're fat, you fucking know why you're fat. And to take that into account and say, well, maybe it's because I drink a fuckload of sodas every day. Oh, well, that person could drink sodas and they don't get fat, but I do it. Yeah, well, sorry. There's your cross to bear in life.
Right. We all have them.
Like, if he really cared about, like, health and stuff, don't you think he would eliminate cigarettes?
The biggest killer in the world.
Tax on that.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh.
So that's why it wouldn't be eliminated.
So tobacco in this country.
Lose money.
Yeah. They lose money, and wow, would you have a fucking mutiny on your hands.
This guy agrees with. You want to hear from a guy that agrees
with the mayor?
Yeah, we do like trying to make sure both sides are represented.
I say we're fair and balanced.
We certainly are. Let's put that on the fucking wall. Russ in Atlanta. Russ.
Anthony, I'm going to try to make this cover all of the topics, but I can't stand Bloomberg. I feel like he's a meddler, but down here in Atlanta, I hate the stereotype, but every third person is this huge fat cow. I don't think that we should take it away, but I think we should standardize smaller portions and make them pay for bigger portions, because ultimately it goes through to people like you and me who can still see our feet. We have to pay increased insurance because these fat, I mean, the people that eat at fast food places consistently are fat, usually, hourly wage people that can't. I mean,
all right, hold on. I want to stop you because you said something there that's very interesting, which I think I would agree with. You said, make the standardized portion smaller, and then if you do want more, then obviously you got to pay more, and that way maybe it makes people take care of themselves a little better.
Where's that?
Because now there's a financial thing.
But you are paying more for larger than you are for smaller. It's always been that way. But if you're paying more, then where does that money go? Who's taking it? Is the state now taking it as a fucking tax?
Well,
fatty tax?
Let the corporations have more money. Who gives a fuck?
Ooh.
But at least that's something where I could see where people would go, oh, man, now my fucking soda habit is really costing me. I better cut down a little bit.
What I'm saying is...
that would be more effective, I think, than this nonsense that our mayor's doing.
But I think I think we should pass the cost. Like, why should I pay more for insurance when I'm a healthy portion? And it's what you said earlier. You want bacon. I love bacon, but pigs are delicious. But I say no to them on occasion because I've got the willpower to turn stuff down. I haven't had soda in years just because I know it's not good for you. But I feel like they should pay for the increased portion. I shouldn't have to pay for increased insurance charges because of their decision making or lack of. So.
Well, Obamacare is going to take care of all that.
Yeah, don't worry.
So everyone's going to have
free health care. It's going to be great.
All right. Good point, man. Thank you, Russ.
He does make a good point, but I again...
Well, it would be more effective than this thing.
It would be more effective, but again, I don't like the idea of the government stepping in, and now they would step in and make it a financial... windfall for them, much like they have cigarettes. They tax the living fuck out of cigarettes in New York City. It's up to, how much is a pack of cigarettes in the city? Anyone know? No one even smokes here anymore.
Last I saw it was 10, but I think it's over that.
I think it's over that
it's
now.
Way over 10.
It's someone's saying $12 here.
Okay,
$12. And honestly, the price of cigarettes hasn't gone up. They slap so much tax on the cigarettes to try to keep people from smoking. The price of cigarettes doesn't stop someone from smoking. Never has. I think people are a little more health conscious and a little more knowledgeable about the dangers of smoking. And I think that's why people have stopped smoking. More than the cost. I mean, even when I was a working slob, I didn't give a fuck how much cigarettes cost. You gripe, you're like, oh, fuck, another $1 a pack? But you kept smoking because, you like smoking.
Or you'd bum one off somebody else.
Can I bum a cigarette from you?
Can I bum a cigarette?
I stole a pack from my mom. What does she smoke? Chesterfields, no filter.
I've noticed how that has changed over the years, just observing people.
Yeah.
Man, they're not happy like they used to be when you asked to bum a cigarette.
No one bums cigarettes.
Every cigarette is so valuable to the smoker now because it's so expensive. They get really bummed out because it is the culture to give one up.
Yeah.
But then they don't do it with a smile on their face anymore.
Instead of, because a lot of people are talking about that, hey, you're a healthy guy, you get your insurance, and your insurance bill is saddled with these people that are also fat pigs.
Right.
How about instead of charging everybody more because they're fatties, you give healthy people less. You charge them less for insurance, and you charge the people that aren't healthy more for insurance. That's how it should work. But then you get people bitching. Well, you're fat.
Well, why don't we get Flo on that?
Yeah. Flo?
Let's move her into the medical field. Flo jumped the shark, by the way. They took her out of the white room. It doesn't work. She's on a boat. She's in a fucking dark alley.
You don't like her trotting around?
No, man.
Working with people?
Flo when she was in that weird white room that no one would ever shop in.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they do that with life insurance, but they don't do it with health insurance?
Not really. Not so much. Maybe a little bit here and there, but...
It's a reminder that you can't get it I love his reminder. His educating people is not letting them get something.
Right. That's very different than educating.
Yeah.
It's two different things, Mr. Bloomberg.
Yeah, that's like someone punching you in the face to give you an education.
Wow.
Hey, I'm educating you.
Well, you sort of are educated.
Well, you are, but you know what?
I don't like being punched in
You
the face.
could have told me I was going to punch you in the face if you do that.
Right.
Or you could punch me in the face.
Right.
Job is to educate people, and the ban on bigger cup sizes was a ways to remind you if you wanted 32 ounces, you'd have to take 2 cups, so maybe you'd only take 1. But people have a right to make products, and people have a right to buy them, and I don't know which comes first.
The argument could also be made that in a country of this size and around most of the world, it takes this kind of operation to feed all of these people. But it is so engineered, the taste, the sweetness, the saltiness, the amount of pressure one needs to crack a potato chip with their teeth has all been engineered so people continue to eat that kind of food.
As long as you don't ban Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are okay. That's my addiction.
Oh, you shove them up your ass?
Cheez-Its.
Who likes Cheez-Its?
Of course he likes Cheez-Its. That's all you need to know about our mayor.
Can someone get me a bag of Cheez-Its?
I'll eat Cheez-Its, but I'm not going out of my way to find them.
So far,
God.
So far down the fucking snack totem pole there. Doritos, pretty high up there for me.
And the potato chips, what? You want a grizzly, fucking tough to bite through potato chip? Of course not.
Oh, look at Cheez-Its.
This is what this idiot likes.
Square like our mayor.
Oh, my God. I'll eat Cheez-Its, yes.
I will not fucking enjoy a Cheez-It.
I'll eat them, but I'm not. If I'm in the supermarket, I'm like, oh, boy, I just ran out of Cheez-Its. Where's the Cheez-Its aisle?
You never go into a supermarket, too, and notice, oh, they're all out of Cheez-Its. Damn.
Of course he likes Cheez-Its.
I guess I'm going to have to get Bugles.
Let's go to the expert. E-Rock Cheez-Its.
E-Rock Cheez-Its
No, Cheez-Its suck. You have to get Cheese Nips.
See?
Cheese Nips.
What's
so
the difference
racist.
between Cheez-Its and Cheese Nips?
Cheez-Its taste like you're eating a coaster. It's like they're stale and just have no taste to it. Cheese Nips are made by Nabisco, I think.
Oh, Cheese Nips are Cheez-Its.
Sam, you know a little...
they look exactly like Cheez-Its.
Taste test. Big difference.
Sam, do you like the Cheese Nips?
I prefer Cheez-Its.
Whoa.
But that's
like the
just,
mayor.
to me, I think that's just brand loyalty.
Well, Mayor Roberts.
You know.
Do you search out Cheez-Its?
No, hell no.
Of course, no one does.
You know what I prefer to Cheez-Its? And this says something about how bad
don't say
Cheez-Its
Bugles.
are. I would prefer a Triscuit to a Cheez-It.
I cannot even look at Triscuits.
And that's just wheat and salt.
Terrible.
I would prefer a Triscuit to a Cheez-It.
Pepper Cheez-It? Triscuits?
I will not even look at a Triscuit.
Do you do the pepper ones?
I was starving.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Those
all
are
I had to eat.
amazing.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's horrible. I'll never eat a Triscuit again.
What about a nice slice of sharp cheddar in between 2 Triscuits?
No, not Triscuits. I like them on any kind of regular cracker. Ritz is good. Let me tell you something.
Are good, nice and buttery.
Cheddar fucking cheese is the greatest thing ever.
Extra sharp? Extra
yes.
Sharp? White or yellow?
Yellow. I don't care.
Although I call it orange because it's
I like
orange.
the orange, yellow, but man, when you're just sitting there with that block of fucking cheddar, slicing that off, slapping it on a cracker, and shoving it down your craw.
You ever get the pre-sliced cracker?
Here comes the pre.
Cracker Barrel pre-sliced cheddar?
Cracker Barrel! Dude, it's in the plastic, a Ziploc top, and they're
wax paper
individually sliced. Oh, I just can shove that right in my face.
Right, watch out. I'm not even going to put it on a cracker.
No. I don't do that.
You got a nice Swiss cheese?
I like a good Swiss, too.
Not sandwich Swiss.
No, I like a good Swiss.
Cut up nice.
Jarlsberg.
What's your sandwich cheese? If you're going to have a sandwich.
I think I mostly go Swiss.
It matters what kind of meat I got. If I'm doing ham, I'm doing Swiss.
But if it's a burger,
I go beef. I'm doing American.
Burger, I go cheddar.
Chicken cutlet.
No, cheddar's too greasy
Chicken
on a
cutlet,
burger.
you got to go mozzarella.
I don't like melted cheddar. Can't melt. It doesn't melt right.
You know what you do with a chicken cutlet? Provolone.
Provolone is that cheese.
Try it.
A little Parmesan.
That's in between a lot of different cheeses.
Provolone.
A little hot sauce.
Provolone has an identity problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's very close to mozzarella. It wishes it was mozzarella.
I think so. I think it's lazy.
I've had it on sandwiches.
Provolone?
Provolone is with salami. If you have salami EF provolone.
Well, now that you're talking salami, we got to talk olive loaf.
Rock. Boar's head.
He loves
That's what's on your shoulders.
Olive loaf. Why? Out of all the fucking cured meats you could eat.
Oh, God.
Why olive loaf? Is that your number one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Man, I haven't eaten in so long, though, but it was delicious. It doesn't agree.
You haven't eaten in so long?
It doesn't agree with me anymore.
Did he say that?
Did it give you tummy upset?
Yeah. It's great. It's like bologna with sliced green olive.
It looks like head cheese.
No, it doesn't.
All right, we got an obese guy that wants to comment on the soda ban. We got Mike and PA. The phone's, by the way, lit for this segment.
Certainly.
Mike, go ahead.
Mike!
Hey, good morning, boys. How are you?
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, I'm a fatso. Okay. And
Jolly man laughs.
The whole soda ban thing is just ridiculous because you know what? If I buy a small soda, I'm refilling.
Of course you are.
Well, that's what they say. The mayor's just reminding you that if you have to refill it, you're going to be thinking like, do I really need to refill this? No, you're not.
Oh, I'm thinking it took me 10 steps to get to that fountain. I'm going to refill it. That's how I look at it. Now, but my problem with the whole ban is, and the 5,000 people that are going to die of obesity or whatever, let them die.
I ate because I'm unhappy. And I'm unhappy because I ate.
Right.
What's more cost effective? Putting somebody in a nursing home for 10 years when they're 80 years old and debilitated, or killing them off when they're 60?
And someone makes the point, as we're on the phone with Mike, Chris in Staten Island, I don't know if I have time to go to him, he says, I used to be 500 pounds. Drinking soda, and this is our point today, is just a small part of a fat person's diet.
Exactly.
Right.
They think, this stupid mayor thinks that he bans the large sodas. Next thing you know, all the fat people are going to lose a shitload of weight.
Supermodels walking around in Manhattan. It's going to be great.
It's a small part of your diet.
Yeah. Self-control is such an issue because I have none. I understand the issue with it, and I'll tell you what, an addiction to sugar is a fuck of a thing worse than addiction to cocaine, because I've done the cocaine, and it's not so bad. The sugar, is a motherfucker.
Yeah, sugar's rough, man.
Hey, good day, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
The other night,
right there, you chubby bastard.
The other night we made peanut butter cookies from scratch.
You
big fan of peanut butter cookies?
Yeah, I'm not.
Came out of the oven warm, and I went to fucking town. I had like 6 of them, and they were big too. I just went nuts.
Yeah.
I woke up with a pounding sugar headache the next day.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't eat that much sugar anymore.
Get that sugar rush.
Boy, did I.
Ange has my house set up like a fucking obstacle course. Like, I have to have such self-control. The fridge now, the freezer, those fucking ice cream sandwiches are in there. And then there's a big thing of oatmeal raisin cookies on the shelf with chocolate-covered raisins next to that. And then in the pantry, as far as you can see, Doritos, Wise potato chips, fucking all kinds of pretzels and things. And then in the fridge, there's Tombstone pizzas and fucking dude. And I'm trying not to. And then I go into the pantry and I grab a Progresso fucking low sodium soup and I eat that and that's my dinner. And then I look around my house going, ah!